Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome back to Sales for Breakfast. Today, I have my friend Ross Williams, and we're going to talk about 4 types of relationship building opportunities most professionals ignore when networking. So, if you are excited about this, let me know that you are here in the chat now. And if you're catching replay, let me know that you listen later by hashtag replay. The reason why I brought Ross here today is because networking, in my opinion, is one of the most important things that you can do in your business and your life, not just to make more money, but to be more happy. Happiness is a huge reason of like why we left what we were doing before to become entrepreneurs, and seeking really great friendships, relationships, business relationships is a huge way to what I would say richen your happiness. So we are going to jump right in so that we can get to the details about the 4 types of relationship building opportunities most professionals are ignoring when networking. Hello, Ross. How are you?
Hello, I am doing great, and thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, you bet. I am so excited to be here. So, Ross and I met in person at a networking event. And so this is a very appropriate topic for us. So a couple of years ago at Funnel Hacking Live, it was my first one that I had been to. And I just went by myself. I literally was like, I'm going to go. I know a couple of people that are speaking. I have some clients speaking. I'm going to go hang out, see what this whole thing's about, this whole ClickFunnels community. And so I got there. I didn't really know that many people. And Ross just sort of like adopted me into his network of people that first time around. And I was so grateful for it because if you're listening right now, if you've ever gone to a big networking event, I mean, there was like thousands of people and I knew like 4. Right. And if you've ever been to a big networking event like that, it's like you're looking around like, who's going to be nice? Who's going to want to talk to me? Who can I be friends with? Right. So if you've had that experience before, let me know in the comments section below. And most people think that networking is just so super easy for extroverts, and I'm an extrovert. However, like networking with purpose is different than just like saying hi to people and keeping things super, surface level and uninteresting. And so it's not easy for the extroverts either. So the extroverts and the introverts need to practice relationship building at networking events. So Ross, tell us how you got started in your business.
Yeah, so basically, I'm in digital marketing, but I started in outside sales. So I did 17 years of outside sales. So being face to face with people was it's what I did every day. I woke up and got in my car and drove into businesses and, had to go literally knock on business doors and get past the receptionist and talk to all the people. So that was what I did every day. And then I got into the digital marketing space where I started running a marketing agency and helping people with build their personal brands, and helping them with their running their ads and scaling their businesses. But through that, on the my side hustle back when I was doing outside sales was actually hosting events. So I hosted a lot of parties, and not just networking parties, but big parties, block parties. We did pub crawls. I also did charity events, a lot of charity events, a lot of networking parties, and things of that nature. So I kind of watched how a lot of people interacted with each other, and I watched communities form from some of the events I was hosting, and a lot of people's entire lives change over the years because of the people they had met at my events. So it was really cool to kind of look at the psychology and decipher what was actually happening that made someone exchange a business card and never communicate, or make someone literally come into their network where they're like family and they're in each other's lives forever. So it was interesting watching all that. And I'm excited to share some of those secrets with you guys today.
Yay, that's amazing. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So why don't you give us the high level of the 4 types, and then we'll go into each one in more detail.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to go into the one type that everybody knows about, and then I'm going to tell you the 4 types that people ignore.
Perfect. That sounds
So
amazing.
the first one, I mean, we're every time someone goes to a networking party or event, what are they looking to do? They want a new client. They want to make a sale, right? So they're going in there with that mindset to make a sale. And honestly, it might be the worst thing they could do. And I know that sounds crazy. Like if you want to make sales and grow your business, why would trying to make a sale be the worst thing I can do? And let's put yourself in the situation that you're at the event and you walk in the room and there's someone running full speed ahead with their business card in hand right at you. What do you want to do? You want to put up that brick wall, you want to close your eyes, pretend like you don't see them, turn around and go the other direction. And that happens so often. And I see people go there and they think that the bigger stack of business cards they get, the better they did. And yet they really make zero connections. They're just shoving the cards in faces, collecting cards, doing whatever, and then moving on.
Yeah, I would say from like the energy of sales, like that's a very desperate energy,
Mhm.
and desperate energy repels people. And
Right.
so to further add on to that, like, and by the way, I'm not telling everyone listening right now not to exchange business cards in time to make sales, but you have to balance this and make sure that you're showing up authentically with relationships first at an event.
Yeah. So once you build that connection, that's the more appropriate time to exchange the business card, not right out of the gate,
Yeah.
before you even say hello. But we know, I mean, it's happened to all of us, right? Has that happened to you before, where people just running in with their cards?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and then the other thing people do when they're trying to make the sale is they literally will just talk about their product the whole time. Like, so they don't get to connect with the person. They're just throwing their product up all over that person that they just met, in hopes trying to close a sale, which that person's, even if they need and want your product, they're not going to want to get it from you, and definitely not at that moment. No one likes to be thrown up on, and you haven't even discovered who they are yet. So even if you're talking to the right person, you're not going to get that sale. And so those are really the two mistakes from a selling standpoint when you go in to make a sale that a lot of people make. And the other thing too is people can just read it. So even if you're slick and you're good with your words and you're a great smooth talking salesperson, they can feel the energy. And in that situation, in a networking environment, it just turns them off, and they just, because it makes them uncomfortable, they want to walk away. So from that aspect, going into a networking party to make a sale is probably the worst thing you can do.
You know, it was when you were talking about that, I was imagining like the features, and you were talking about features and benefit dumping. And it's literally like just coming out of your mouth and you can't control it. It makes me like think of like old school vacuum sales where it's like, look, it's cordless and it can go fast. And if you push really hard, it'll pick up all your dog's hair and all of the debris and all the things. And I just get like this really funny visual in my head of it. And like once again, like there's so much nuance to networking and energy exchange and like all of those really fun details that it's way different than if you're going to be selling virtually like over a discovery call or something like that, because the intent is different, the
Right.
environment is different. So
Exactly.
knowing like the appropriateness of when to do what is just so important. So continue
Yes.
on.
Absolutely. So now that obviously, if a sale is just comes up, then you don't want to lose it. But if you go in there with that being your intent, you're actually going to lose growth in your business. So let's talk about relationship number one that most people ignore when going to networking parties, and this is the referral partner. So typically, when someone goes to a networking event, they they're going in there looking for that potential client, right? And the second they find out that someone is not their potential client, they shut the door, they turn around and they go try to meet somebody else, right? So what they don't know is that person who may not be in the market for a vacuum cleaner that sucks up mountains of dog hair, but they might know everyone on the planet that needs your product and service.
Hmm.
So, two key things here for referral partners is if they like you and if they know what you do, they will send you business. It might be their cousin or their neighbor or their friend or their coworker or whoever, but if they like you and if they know what you do, they will send you business. And if you try to throw up your sales on them, guess what? They're not going to like you and you're not going to get the business. So by just going in and looking up referral partner, as a, just keep that open mind that this person may not be a client, but you never know who your best referral partner is. I actually can give you a sample of this. Just happened yesterday. Went to the farmer's market. This guy samples me a burger. It's like 9:30 a.m. and he samples me this burger. Probably the best burger I've ever had in my life. and it was thick. It was like this thick. It was a quarter burger. Sampled it, walking around the park, running to my friend. I'm like, I'm going to go back and get that burger. Go back, gives her a sample. Next thing you know, we're buying these burgers, which, by the way, were $16 for a burger with no sides. But it was worth every penny. While we're eating this, 4 of our friends came in, just walking by, and she said, "Oh my God, you got to have this Lucy Juicy burger. It's down there." Not kidding you. All of these people went and bought these burgers. And later that day, another friend I was with, we went and had another burger. And all because, A, they first sampled. They didn't try to sell us. They're like, "Oh, hey, have a beautiful day. Here's a sample." And then B, we loved it so much, we told 4 or 5 other people. He probably made 8 sales that day because we referred those people to him because they were nice, friendly. We liked them. Their product was good. So referral partners are really important.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's
the law of reciprocity, right?
yes,
So I'll give you a sample, I'll give you something free, I'll provide value, something, right? And the
right.
law says that if you give first, the other person will want to give back at a larger degree, a more
Yep,
impactful way. It is just science. So absolutely.
absolutely. So now let's jump into the relationship number 2 that most people ignore, which is going to be your resource providers. And a lot of people don't think about this, but for me, this was the huge part in growing my business when I transitioned from corporate sales into owning my own digital marketing agency. So, your resource provider is someone who has knowledge that you don't, has tools that you don't, has maybe services that you don't. So these are people that can help you in ways that maybe they're not going to directly give you a sale, but they're going to help you in any way whatsoever. So when I first made this transition, I was really clueless about the internet marketing world. I was in the face-to-face world for so long. I started going to these conferences and just meeting people. And unknowingly to me at the time, they all became resource providers to me. They became the people that maybe I leaned on when I was struggling. Maybe when I got stuck building a website or a funnel, I could reach out to them and they could get me through that little glitch that I couldn't figure out. Maybe they had a course that I needed to take to get the knowledge to grow, which sometimes those resource providers, you actually end up becoming their client because you need the resources. But either way, it's helping you to grow your business in a way that you couldn't grow it before.
Yes, when I love this one. This one is so important. A one that for resource providers, I have people that are either upstream. I guess this kind of goes with referral partners, but I have upstream and downstream, right? Like I teach sales. So, marketers are great for me. And then also other people who like run ads or do other things like that. And I'm going to help, like if they're coming to me and they're saying, "Hey, one of my clients is really struggling on this conversion," like I can provide resources to them. But at the same time, if I'm like, "Hey, my clients doing ads and I don't think their quality leads are very good, what would you do differently?" So it actually helps build your own authority too. Like your network is your worth, right? So
Mhm.
don't be afraid to support other people, to be resources for other people, because it all comes back around.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just helps you grow, whether you're giving the resource or receiving the resource. It's just a great opportunity to build those relationships and grow for the future.
100%. Yes. Okay, awesome.
So
Number two's down.
number 3 relationship that most people ignore when networking is partnerships. So someone may not be a great client for you, but their business may complement yours in a way that you guys can actually make a whole new business or combine forces with your current businesses to get attract more clients. So a lot of times just by combining these forces or knowledge, ideas, or even the hours that you have, you can form partnerships that will make you more profitable and create more growth than you would alone.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Partnerships. I have 2 partnerships that are happening or collaborations that are happening next year already. And I'm so excited for them. It's so
That's
much fun.
awesome.
And it makes business more fun. Like I want to have fun. I didn't
Absolutely.
like leave a 9 to 5 to go like not have fun, right? Like part of this is the enjoyment, right? And also for those of you listening right now that have like the desire to constantly create offers or do new things or all this other stuff, like go to a partnership. It's so much more fun than constantly trying to create your own stuff. Like I say, go to a partnership, have a collaboration, like do something that is just really, really exciting and it really spices up entrepreneurship.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you do the coaching, you do tons of partnerships with people on different levels and stuff with coaching.
Oh yeah,
So,
I love it. It's so much
yeah,
fun. Yeah,
that's awesome.
absolutely.
So, let's talk about the fourth relationship that most people ignore when networking, and that is friendships. And this is actually the most important one. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, I don't need any more friends. I have enough friends. I have all the friends I need. And I've heard it 100 times. And no, you don't. Like, you can always use, there's different kinds of friends. There's friends that you have for different reasons and different things that you like to do together, different ways to communicate. And honestly, they do say that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So sometimes we do have to elevate our friends, or we might have our entrepreneurial friends, and then we have our tennis playing friends. Like, we can have different sets of people that elevate us in different ways, right? So but the friendships is actually the most important. And I'm going to tell you why it's the most important. I'm going to prove it why it's the most important with 4 questions.
All right, let's do this.
So, question number one: when someone comes to you and asks you to refer them to somebody, who do you refer them to?
People, my friends
Your
first.
friends
Yeah,
first, right? So if they
absolutely.
say, "Hey, I need a family law lawyer," you're going to refer them to your friend that's a family law lawyer. If they say, "Hey, I need someone to run Facebook ads," you're going to refer them to me because I'm your friend. Just kidding. But you get the point. So when someone comes to you and says, "Hey, do you know anyone that does XYZ?" You say, "Oh, yes, I do. My friend Bob does XYZ. You should talk to Bob," right? So the first people that you refer people to is your friends.
Yep,
Um,
100%.
question number two: when you need help, when you need to learn something, when you need an idea or offer, who do you go to first?
Your friends.
Your friends.
I literally did this last week. I was trying to download something in Canva, and it was like the funkiest thing was happening and I couldn't figure it out. And I just jumped into Voxer to like my friend who is excellent at this stuff, website design, all the things. I was like, what is happening? Here's a Loom video. Please tell me. And she like told me how to fix it in like a hot second. Right.
Right.
And that was going to drive me insane for a very long time. So I'm incredibly grateful for her.
So she just saved you hours of time and big, massive headaches.
Yes.
But that's where your friends are also your first resource, right? To help each other, and the most happy and willing to do it too, right? So question number three: if you want to start a new business and you want a partnership, who do you ask first?
Your friends.
Your friends. So question number four: if you are in the market to buy something, who would you buy from first?
Your friend.
Your friends. So making friendships will by default create sales, referrals, resources, and partnerships, because that's who you're going to go to first. So if you go to this networking party with the idea in mind to make friends, everything else will fall into place.
Yes, I love that. That is so beautiful. And I like how it was this giant circle too, back to all 4 things. Like if you just focus on number 4, the
You get
others will
everything
come,
else. Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Well, everybody listening right now, if you are in the mood to network in person, I have something really exciting to share. So, Ross has invited me to speak at his Modern Profits cruise that's happening at the end of January. So, if you are in the mood to hang out with both of us and not just hear me speak and some other amazing speakers speak, but to enjoy building friendships, and it's 4 days, right? It's 4 days.
Four
Is that right?
nights.
4 nights. Okay, so it's 4 nights together on a cruise, excursions, food, drinks, all of the things. And I cannot wait. I think it is going to be a blast. It's been a long time since I've been on a cruise, but as soon as Ross reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to speak at this?" I'm like, heck yes, sign me up, because Ross throws great parties, great networking events, and he's really, really good at building relationships and friendships. So if you guys are in the mood to hang out and you're listening to this, you can go to the bit.ly link that is on the screen right now. And the link is also in the event and the description. It is going to be so much fun. And I haven't picked my topic yet. So if you're listening right now and you've been following me for a while, I would love to know in the comments section later, like, what are you dying to hear from me about sales? I would love to know because I have not decided yet. I have a few ideas, and my favorite thing is to respond to what my audience likes the most. So if you're
Awesome.
listening to this live or the replay, let me know, like, what do I want to learn from Michelle? And put it in the comments.
Awesome. Yeah, and what I love about this cruise, we did this a few years ago, and it's the connections that people get. So when you go to most events and the speakers go on stage and they speak for their 20, 30 minutes or whatever, and then they go behind the curtains, you never see them again. At this event, it's I intentionally make it so we get enough education every day to make it valuable for a learning experience, but we take you on the excursions and we do hang out in the cabanas on the beach so that you can pick the brains of everybody, of the speakers, of the experts, and hang out and learn. And then at night at dinner, we rotate tables so you could have dinner with every speaker. And really by the end of the event, you will have made deep connections with every single person at that event, including the speakers. So it just makes it for a great event. It's been a game changer for so many people on so many different levels.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I told my kids I was going on a work trip. They're like, "Where are you going?" I was like, I don't think I'm gonna tell them how much fun this is gonna be because then the kids are gonna be pissed off. So I was like, "Oh, super boring conference center, nothing going on." But
Yeah,
fun
just
with
going to the
that.
Bahamas, Ocean Key Island Marine Reserve, beautiful cruise ship.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Well, I am so excited and I cannot wait. And thank you so much for inviting me. And if you're listening, once again, go to the bit.ly that is on the screen or the link in the event. And if you have any questions about the event, feel free to reach out to me or Ross.
Awesome. Thank you for having me today. I loved it.
Awesome. Okay. Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.